Well, good morning, Saints. It's time for Good News at 9, and this morning a look at Matthew chapter 19 when Jesus is asked a question about marriage. And the disciples want to know, is it okay for a man to divorce his wife for just any reason? And Jesus says, you know what the scriptures say, that from the beginning God made them male and female, and that a man would leave his family, a woman would leave her family, and the two of them would be joined together. And in that joining, they would become one flesh. And Jesus went on to say that the only reason that Moses ever allowed for divorce was because of the hardened hearts of the people. So we know that in some way, divorce involves someone's heart being hardened, one of the persons, or maybe both. So one of the things that we want to make sure that we do for those who are married is that we have a tender heart toward our spouse. If you're a man, that you have a love for your wife. If you are a woman, you have a respect for your husband. There is that aspect of love and respect that Paul talks about in Ephesians chapter 5. The one thing in particular that we want to make sure that we have is tenderness toward our spouse, to maintain that oneness. So if you're a person today who's listening and you happen to be married, then work at oneness. And if you detect any sort of hardness of heart toward your spouse, ask God today to tenderize your heart. Ask Him to sweep over you with love, to remind you of how much you are loved by Him. And since you are loved by Him in that way, since you have received His grace and mercy in abundance, ask Him to help you give that to your spouse. May you show real grace and real mercy and real love to your spouse so that you maintain a oneness, so that no root of bitterness grows up, so there's no hard-heartedness, any kind of thing that would cause dissension or, in the final analysis, divorce. So be open to God speaking to you today about the condition of your heart, and be tender toward your spouse. Work toward oneness. You know what I say? Get her done.